What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to an all-new episode of Poor Man's PvP. This is the PvP series that will try to use lower-cost heroes, readily available armors, and most importantly, no gold weapons. In this episode, I'll be using the Generalist Empowered costume that hopefully everyone was able to get during the anniversary. Next, I'm using two characters that absolutely everyone has, Hawkeye and Black Widow. Admittedly, I am using their alternate costumes, but it's still a pretty low CP cost, since basically you get Hawkeye for 1 CP and Black Widow is free. Now moving on to our free weapon setup, our very first item is Bashenga's Blade. This is an incredible weapon that you get from completing all of Chapter 5's missions in challenge mode. It's a golden weapon, so it continues to grow based on your agent level, and it applies Panther Stance and Jungle Warfare. This is going to increase attack and defense for your entire team and give you a chance for a counterattack. Next, we're using the Staff of Asclepios. This is going to heal your entire team for a very large amount. It then increases healing and places a healing over time effect. Then we have our quick action item, the Chitter-Chatter Box. For a quick action, this is going to place flanked and cornered on an enemy. It's also a summon attack, so it does not trigger counter or retaliation effects. At the time, I did not have Psychic Amplifier, though you could replace this with that. And lastly, we have the Hardened Wakandan Rungu. Now you may wonder why I'm using this. First off, it exploits shields, it causes staggered, but most importantly, it places off balance. This offsets one of the biggest problems that I run into with a free setup, counterattacks. So this weapon does a pretty decent job, although you could switch in another item of your choice. Then one other thing I want to note is with Hawkeye I'm using his character-specific E-ISO. The 10 of Empowered ISO weight gives him initiative, so he has a chance to go first in combat. You're definitely going to see this come into play throughout the video. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the action. For our first fight, we're facing a Tactician-Empowered costume, Quicksilver, and Psylocke. I have to admit, that's one pretty dangerous team. Also, unfortunately, they're going right after Hawkeye, who, by the way, sometimes does get that first turn over Quicksilver. Sadly, we weren't that lucky this time. It really can make a huge difference. But at least we did survive the opening onslaught. Since their agent's up next and they don't have the Mystic Shroud, we're going to use Pinpoint Target, followed by a Trick Shot. We may be able to stun him and also get rapid fire procs in the process. Of course, that would be an ideal situation. So first the Trick Arrow, and then we do get a follow-up attack. In fact, we get 2, which is enough to finish their agent. Next, with our agent's first turn, we'll use the Chitter-Chatter Box on Psylocke. This is going to place flanked on her, and so then we'll get a follow-up attack with our next attack. Truthfully, that's pretty nice to have on a quick action. Next, you probably guessed it, we're going to use the Bashenga's Blade, and we will get a pretty nice attack from that, but most importantly, our team will gain all those buffs. The only problem with this weapon is sometimes you will miss with it, and then you will not gain those benefits. After our follow-up, we take Psylocke down to under 7,500 HP. But now I think it's time to show off Black Widow's attack, especially with that Panther Stance increase. First, we're going to use our level 9 Widowmaker. Oh, and we're going to target Quicksilver, so at the very least we should do a lot of damage, and possibly stun him. Then we're going to use her highest damage ability, which is a Flying Kick. Alright, so let's see how much damage this one can do. Quicksilver is at full health, or I should say was. A 94,000 damage Flying Kick knocks him out. So now we just have to worry about Psylocke, who we just put Pinpoint Target on, and just like that she's gone from an Incendiary Arrow. Moving on to our second match, it's going to be against Magneto and War Machine. Or even more menacing, I should say, Iron Patriot. Our Hawkeye does get to go first this time, so we start with that Pinpoint Target and that Trick Arrow. We would have to do 57,000 damage, so I don't think we'll quite take him out on this first attack. But that doesn't mean Hawkeye won't try. We drop him to 6,700 HP. So close, but so far away. However, after attacking our Grey Suit Black Widow, he will be counterattacked and taken out. Since I don't want Iron Patriot to hit us with 21 gun salute, I'm going to use the Chitter-Chatter Box on him. And then once again I'll follow it up with a Bashenga's Blade. Now if you had a way to boost your attack, or maybe even use a higher damage weapon, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to finish someone in the first round after using this gadget. That's why I'm really excited about Chapter 5, especially for Poor Man's PvP. The Psychic Amplifier and the Chitter-Chatter Box are both very worthy quick action items. That's something that free setups were lacking. Then besides those two, of course you have Bashenga's Blade, and a few other decent weapons. Now on Black Widow's turn, we're going to try to finish Iron Patriot, which she easily does. Now after using Pinpoint Target, Hawkeye's going to have at it on Magneto. He has to do 57,000 damage and he's magnetized so he cannot crit. But you know what, Hawkeye says crits are overrated, and he does all that damage in just 2 hits. Next will be another Quicksilver sighting, but this time teamed up with Famine. He once again gets to go first over Hawkeye, but I swear sometimes he'll beat him to the punch. Okay, and Quicksilver pulls out a first round Vortex Lariat. For that he's counterattacked, but he does stun our Hawkeye. Then the enemy agent uses the custom magnetic field generator, so now they have a shield. When it's broken they'll gain an extra turn, but we're still going to go after Quicksilver. After using the Widowmaker, we're going to hit him with a flying kick. It not only busts his shield, it still does enough damage to take him out. After Famine's attack, I do have a tough choice ahead of me. I can either use the Chitter-Chatter Box on their agent and try to take him out of this battle, or I could have used the Rungu on Rogue. I opted to hit their agent, and we'll see if we can deal enough damage. Also, he is poisoned, so maybe we'll be lucky enough for that to finish him. Well, apparently our luck didn't kick in, and he's going to use the Scroll of Angolob, and that's a shame because it ruins our buffs. Then he's also going to use the Signpost, so we'll gain back some health. Now if he uses the Blackest Void, yep, that's the trifecta of being annoying. If only he didn't manage to live with just 2,000 HP. One good thing about Hawkeye and Pinpoint Target is you can place it on an enemy, use Volley, and still get rapid fire procs. Also, since it's an AoE, we don't have to worry about Disoriented. Unfortunately, we will get counterattacked by Famine, and that's the worst part about this. Okay, and of course she's going to do incredible damage with her attacks. Not only that, she's going to absorb class and continue attacking. So it looks like Hawkeye is going to be knocked out of this battle, and also Famine will not stop attacking. The only good news is their agent does die to poison, but then we have to skip our turn because of Disoriented. Hopefully we can make it back to our agent's turn and use the Rungu. And it looks like we're going to make it. So now you're going to see why we have this equipped. That way we can place off balance on Famine. She's actually one of the main reasons why I like to have a weapon with off balance. But at least Black Widow's attacks are stealthy anyways, and we're going to go ahead and hit her with a flying kick. This attack will do 52,000 damage, and it's going to win the match. Our last fight is going to be against the Quicksilver and Psylocke team with over 62,000 HP each. Finally, our Hawkeye gets a first turn over Quicksilver, so let's go ahead and use Pinpoint Target on him, followed by a Trick Arrow. If we can stun him, we can limit Quicksilver to only 1 turn. Then we also get 2 follow-up attacks, so Quicksilver's already down below 30k HP. Most importantly, we did get that stun, so he only gets to attack once. This also limited their mental coordination opportunities. Then with my agent, I do decide to go after Psylocke, even though we could have finished Quicksilver. That may not have been the best option, but I figured we can make Psylocke use a Kinetic Shield. The AI loves to waste their turn rather than attacking with mental coordination. Alright, so let's see what they use this time. Yes, it's going to be a Kinetic Shield. So now we can easily finish off Quicksilver with, you guessed it, a flying kick. With him out of the way, I'll feel much better about our chances. So there you see he has Pinpoint Target and Staggered, so he's pretty much going to get hit. Also, Flying Kick always does a ton of damage, so it's going to knock him out. After a Warbringer Axe attack on Black Widow, she does counterattack, but then a follow-up from Psylocke knocks her out. Don't worry though, Hawkeye and my agent are still alive for the good guys. After a Pinpoint Target, we'll see if we get any follow-up attacks, but regardless, we're not giving this enemy agent another turn. We'll attack him again with our agent if need be. But you know what, that won't be necessary because our first hit does 54k. Now remember, besides off balance, our Hardened Wakandan Rungu does exploit shields, and it does do enough to win the match. So that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I would like to thank Jamison at AJ Designs, and also thank all of you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck, and take care.